Hello, book lovers. Welcome to Must Love Books. Are you ready to expand your TBR? Welcome back to Must Love Books podcast. Today, I am here with a list of almost 70 new releases for the month of August across multiple genres from both indie and trad authors. Join me each month as I break down what new books are hitting shelves and e-readers every month. If you're an indie or trad author, agent, or publisher who wants to get on an upcoming release list, email mustlovebookspodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe for updates so you never miss an episode. There are so many new books across a variety of genres that you're definitely not going to want to miss. If you like what you hear, please consider leaving a 5-star rating on whatever app you're listening on and connect with us on social media. And with that, let's go ahead and dive in with this month's new releases, organized by release date. Starting with today's new releases, August 5th, it's the biggest release day for the whole month. Our first new release is Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, the highly anticipated third novel in the Assistant to the Villain series. Once Upon a Time meets The Office in the laugh-out-loud viral TikTok series turned novel about the sunshine assistant to an evil villain and their unexpected romance. Hannah will be on Must Love Books podcast to celebrate the release date, so stay tuned for that episode releasing later today. Daughter of the Void by H.R. Cole is the first in a new fantasy trilogy published by Golden Scales Publishing. In a world where tendrils of magic envelops everything, Raylan discovers she's one of the last conduits to the gods capable of creating holes in the fabric of magic. Forced to flee as her city burns, she is chased deep into a treacherous mountain range filled with hostile fae folk, where Raylan will grow closer to her companion and learns the consequences of being directly connected to the gods. On August 18th, Must Love Books podcast will be partnering with Golden Scales Publishing for a multi-book giveaway. Enter on Instagram as part of the weekly summer giveaway series for your chance to win a copy of Daughter of the Void by H.R. Cole and Layer Queen by M.T. Solomon. This giveaway will run August 18th through 22nd, and we have other giveaways happening every week. Check out Must Love Books podcast on Instagram to enter for your chance to win. Mistress of Bones by Maria Z. Medina is an epic multi-POV debut fantasy where a necromancer trying to resurrect her sister is embroiled in bigger, world-ending plans instead. It's really unfortunate when your weekend plans are ruined with the end of the world. Tart, Misadventures of an Anonymous Chef by the misnomer Slutty Chef, is a secret tell-all memoir of a chef in London, sharing the highs and lows of the cooking industry, as well as electrifying run-ins with hot bartenders and even hotter chefs. Step into House of the Beast, a dark fantasy debut from the Legend of Korra graphic novel illustrator, Michelle Wong, about a young woman who strikes a deal with a mysterious and alluring god to seek revenge on her aristocratic family, featuring illustrations throughout by the author. Catabasis is the highly anticipated newest novel by award-winning author R.F. Kuang. Two graduate students must set aside their rivalry and journey to hell to save their professor's soul, perhaps at the cost of their own. I know a lot of us have been waiting for this one. R.F. Kuang is definitely an auto-buy author for me, so I'm personally really looking forward to Catabasis. Well, Actually, by Maisie Eddings, is a second-chance contemporary romance. Eva Kitt never expected to be the host of Sausage Talk, interviewing B-list celebrities over lukewarm hot dogs, instead of pursuing the journalism career she dreamed of. But when Ava's impromptu public call-out of her college ex goes viral, she's thrust into the spotlight. It doesn't help, said ex is Riley Cooper, a beloved social media personality that has built a platform on deconstructing toxic masculinity and teaching men how to be good partners. The two are forced to confront on a live episode of Sausage Talk, and shenanigans proceed from there. Atomic Hearts by Megan Cummins. A fateful summer of secrets and lies alter the trajectory of a young girl's life in this glimmering debut about love, addiction, and the power of storytelling. If Not For My Baby by Kate Golden is a contemporary romance featuring a rock star and his backup singer. Olivia Dade has a new release this month, Zom Rom Com. Teaming up with your neighbor during a zombie outbreak is a no-brainer, But if it turns out he's a vampire, the stakes couldn't be higher. In The Dead Husband Cookbook by Danielle Valentine, Maria is a celebrity chef with the recipe for the perfect murder, and Thea is a small press editor looking for the secret ingredient. Fans of the best-selling Crowns of Nyaxa series can rejoice. The newest novel in the series is finally releasing. The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent releases today. If All Else Sails by Emma St. Clair. In this enemies to lovers romance, school nurse Josie and her brother's best friend, hockey player Wyatt Jacobs, are tricked into spending a summer together that's anything but smooth sailing. Scorched Earth is the thrilling finale in Danielle L. Jensen's Dark Shore series, with the blight consuming everything in its path and the Empire crushing everyone who stands before it. Wreath is falling beneath the tide of evil. Secrets will be revealed that break hearts, even as they forge new alliances, but only the greatest sacrifices of all will turn the tide in the battle for the liberty of every nation on Wreath. The Deathless One by Emma Hamm. A princess murdered at the altar makes a deal with the god of death for vengeance and to save her people in this first in a unique romantasy trilogy. The Faceless Things by Hester Steele. It's a tale as old as time. Break up with your shitty boyfriend, travel to a foreign country to find yourself, end up in a sex-fueled commune worshipping an angry god. The Love Club by Leo Min is an immersive novel following 3 estranged high schoolers who are pulled into a video game to pursue the disappearance of their friend. Once Upon a Time in Dollywood, a playwright must grapple with her difficult year and writer's block while falling for the single dad living next door in this emotional debut by Ashley Jordan. Verity Vox and the Curse of Foxfire by Don Martin is a middle-grade fantasy. Witch apprentice Verity Vox has never encountered a problem magic can't solve. When a cryptic note invites her to Foxfire, she goes, ready to face her biggest challenge yet. Tantrum by Rachel Eve Moulton. In this electric horror novel, an exhausted mother thinks her newborn might be a monster, and she's right. The Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk. You'll want to be one until you know their secrets. When Emily meets the alluring Wynne, she forms a connection that feels like it was always meant to be. As the spark between them grows more powerful, her life takes an exhilarating and terrifying turn. But every step closer to him takes her a step further away from her family. Emily will find out that blood is always thicker than water, and there's no bond greater than magic. Releasing on August 8th is Maneater by Morgan Elizabeth. The Mavens are on the job to solve the mystery of who is sabotaging a luxury resort. Josie, nicknamed the Maneater, is using her powers of persuasion to get the intel they need, while their Rowan, a nuisance from her past, and the VP of operations for the resort, keeps getting in her way, but she's not backing down. Be it love or disaster, neither of them is ready for what's coming next. August 12th is another busy day in publishing. Check out some of these upcoming novels. Love at First Sighting. A chance at love might not be out of this world in the next romantic comedy from USA Today best-selling author Mallory Marlowe. LA social media influencer Elle Martin seems to live the perfect aesthetic life, but what Elle wants more than anything is to find something real to make her heart race in a way it hasn't in years. She doesn't expect that feeling to come from capturing footage of an unidentified flying thing, much less from the charming Man in Black, Agent Carter Brody, who keeps following her around as he works to identify and hide extraterrestrial sightings. Lucky Day is the newest novel of terror from Chuck Tingle, USA Today best-selling author of Bury Your Gaze, where one woman must go up against the most horrifying concept of all, nothing. Vera is a survivor of a global catastrophe known as the low probability event, but she definitely isn't thriving. Once a passionate professor of statistics, she no longer finds meaning in anything at all. But when problematic government agent Lane knocks on her door, she's the only one who can help him uncover the connection between deadly spates of absurdity and an improbably lucky casino. What's happening in Vegas isn't staying there, and the world is at risk of another disaster. When it comes to Chuck Tingle, the only thing more terrifying than a serious horror novel is an absurd one. Woven from Clay by Jennifer Birch. In this fresh and imaginative contemporary fantasy, a golem must master the magic that binds her together and finds an unexpected ally in this mysterious boy sent to ensure her demise. These Memories Do Not Belong to Us by Yiming Ma is a hauntingly beautiful debut set in a future where China is the sole global superpower and citizens can record and transfer memories between minds. The Society of Unknowable Objects by Gareth Brown is an adult sci-fi fantasy with magical realism and secret societies. Magic has always been too powerful to reveal to the world, but there might be something even more powerful: the truth. Alright, Swifties, this one may be for you. For the Record by Emma Lord features a pop princess and a punk rock star reuniting for a comeback album after their careers went quiet. One traded fame for a quiet family life, the other is reeling from post-operative vocal changes. Now, Sam and Mackenzie face their biggest challenge yet: giving up the old rivalry and learning to work together. Sparks fly and they set off a chain reaction neither of them could have anticipated, one that proves that sometimes the greatest hits are the ones yet to be written. A retired serial killer's quiet life is upended by an unexpected visitor. To protect her secret, there's only one option left. What's another murder? Check out Too Old for This by best-selling author Samantha Downing. Best-selling thriller author Karen Slaughter is back with the first mystery in the new North Falls series. We are all guilty here. Welcome to North Falls, a small town where everyone knows everyone. Or so they think. Until the night of the fireworks when two teen girls vanish. For Officer Emmy Clifton, it's personal. She turned away when her best friend's daughter needed help. Now, she must bring her home. But as Emmy combs through the puzzle the girls left behind, she realizes she never really knew them. Nobody did. Every teenage girl has secrets, but who would kill for them? And what else is the town hiding? Ivy Fairbanks returns with another Love in Galway novel. Heartstrings is a sizzling exes to lovers, second chance romance from the author of Morbidly Yours.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're grinding out bicep curls, or muscling the couch across the living room, crushing morning miles, or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, Smoothie King has fuel to help you maximize your workouts, own your recovery, and elevate your game. Give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs with a lineup of delicious smoothies made to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.
What Hunger by Catherine Dang is a haunting coming-of-age tale following the daughter of Vietnamese immigrants grappling with the weight of generational trauma, the violent power of teenage girlhood, feminine rage, and an insatiable hunger. The comp title is Jennifer's Body, so take that insatiable hunger a bit literally. Warrior, Princess, Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer is a tale of three complex characters torn between chasing, betraying, and falling in love with each other. Warrior, Princess, Assassin marks the beginning of a thrilling new fantasy trilogy with enchantment, adventure, and passionate romance. Mess by Michael Chesler. Marie Kondo meets the Real Housewives in this charming and perceptive story of a professional organizer to Hollywood's elite who learns to find love and acceptance amidst the messiness of life. Rivals to Lovers by Elise Wayland. This steamy Rivals to Lovers romance set in Manhattan features two writers fighting to sell the adaptation of their favorite classic novel. Looking for another rom-com featuring writers? The Rewrite by Lizzie Damilola Blackburn also releases on August 12th, like a 2-for-1 special. In this lovers to enemies to lovers rom-com, two exes are faced with one deadline. They flirted, dated, met each other's parents, then Whale dumps Emmy to go on Love Villa. She throws herself into her writing and is offered the opportunity to ghostwrite a celebrity autobiography, and it's none other than Whale from Love Villa, her ex. An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. A student will find that the hardest lessons sometimes come from outside the classroom in the stunning dark academia novel from the acclaimed author of The Year of the Witching and House of Hunger. Alchemy and a Cup of Tea is the final installment in Rebecca Thorne's best-selling Tones and Tea cozy fantasy series. Rhaena and Chianthe have no trouble ruling the queendom, battling evil alchemists, and rescuing adorable baby dragons. But can they save their town from the ravening influx of tourists? Word of New Leaf Tomes and Tea and its celebrity owners has finally spread, and tourists are flooding into Tawny. As their friends struggle with the sudden influx, Chianthe and Rhaena have to face a bigger conundrum than rogue alchemists. and the fact that closing their bookshop might be the only way to save their town. Rebecca Thorne was featured on Must Love Books podcast for the third novel in this series, To You at the Altar. Check out episode 57 of the pod to learn more about this sapphic, cozy fantasy series. Just Another Dead Author by Katerina Bivald. When mystery author Barrett Gardner agrees to attend a writers' conference in the idyllic French countryside, she dreams of basking in the sun and nurturing budding talent. But her vacation takes a dark turn when the keynote speaker, a notorious literary titan known for his biting critiques, drops dead at the end of her lecture. As whispers of foul play swirl, Barrett quickly realizes she's stepped into a tangled web of jealousy, betrayal, and long-held grudges. House of Monstrous Women by Daphne Fama. A young woman is drawn into a dangerous game after being invited to the maze-like home of her childhood friend, Rumored Witch, in this gothic horror set in 1986 Philippines. A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reed is releasing on August 13th, the sequel to the best-selling dark academia fantasy, A Study in Drowning. We have a forbidden cowboy romance releasing August 14th, Where We Burn by Leah Rose, features Piper's forbidden longing over the one cowboy she shouldn't have, her boyfriend's father. The next handful of novels will be releasing on August 19th. First on that list is The Once and Future Me by Melissa Pace, a sci-fi thriller where a woman with amnesia is committed to Hanover State Psychiatric Hospital, diagnosed with schizophrenia and plagued with disturbingly lifelike visions of a dystopian future. Now she's sure of nothing, caught between two realities. Believe in the future, and she might save the world. Believe in her doctors and Paul, the man claiming to be her husband, and she might save herself. She's desperate for answers, but she'll have to harness the darkness inside her to get to them, risking her freedom, her mind, and ultimately her life in a heart-stopping quest for the truth. From New York Times best-selling and Hugo Award-winning author T. Kingfisher comes Hemlock and Silver, a dark reimagining of Snow White steeped in poison, intrigue, and treason of the most magical kind. Love Arranged is a fake dating romance and the final book in the Lakefront Billionaires series by New York Times bestselling author Lauren Asher. The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas. When a demonic presence awakens deep in a Mexican silver mine, the young woman it seizes must turn to the one man she shouldn't trust. Once a Villain by Vanessa Len is the final book in the Only a Monster trilogy. The Marigold Cottages Murder Collective by Joe Nichols is a summer murder mystery read set in Southern California for fans of Only Murders in the Building. Joy Moody is Out of Time by Karen Main is the latest crime thriller from the author of Lenny Marks Gets Away with Murder. The Seven Miracles of Beatrix Holland by Rachel Herron. Beatrice doesn't believe in magic, and she definitely doesn't believe in the celebrity psychic who claims she will experience 7 miracles and then soon die. Endless Anger by Sav R. Miller. Sometimes the pomegranate doesn't fall far from the tree in this first novel in a new spin-off trilogy focusing on the children of the original Monsters and Muses. The Late Night Witches by Arlie Wallace is an enchantingly warm and funny novel about family, love lost and found, discovering who you are, and how difficult it is to slay a vampire, from the beloved national best-selling author of the TikTok sensation In the Company of Witches. Unholy Union by Lana Sinclair releases on August 21st. In a world where love is weakness, hatred is a weapon, and wielding power is the only way to survive, the once sacred line between treachery and temptation begins to blur when two enemies are forced together in an unholy union. Next on the list is The Build-A-Boyfriend Project, which is releasing on August 25th. Best-selling and award-winning author Mason Deaver's adult romance novel follows a journalist in a dead-end job who agrees to teach his disastrous blind date how to be a better boyfriend. Readers will delight in this sweet and steamy queer romance with trans representation. The rest of the books on our list this month release on August 26th, starting with This Vicious Hunger by Francesca May, a dark gothic fantasy about intoxication, obsession, and a desperate hunger for knowledge, whatever the cost. Love's a Witch by Trisha O'Malley is the first in the new Scottish Charmed series. Charmed meets the Pumpkin Spice Cafe in this new cozy romantasy. Pucking Strong by Emily Rath. The Jacksonville Rays go international when their Swedish star forward and the team's physical therapists have to stage a very real fake marriage in this delicious, slow burn, spicy workplace hockey romance. A Spell to Wake the Dead by Nicole L'Esperance. Two teen girls must uncover the dark, occult secrets lurking in their Cape Cod town to solve a series of murders and save themselves from the same fate in this twisty, witchy thriller. Book Lovers meets Notting Hill with a slice of You've Got Mail in Wish You Were Her, the brand new Rivals to Lovers romance from best-selling, award-winning author Elle McNichol. The Good Vampire's Guide to Blood and Boyfriends by Jamie D'Amato. Heartstopper meets Buffy in this queer paranormal rom-com where a college sophomore must survive becoming a vampire and the cute boy who discovers his secret. The Secret Book Society is a captivating new historical novel from Madeline Martin, set in Victorian London about a forbidden book club, dangerous secrets, and the women who dare to break free. How Bad Things Can Get. The latest horror thriller by Darcy Coates features an online influencer and several hundred of his most loyal fans traveling to Paradise Island for 5 days of elaborate games, drinking, and fun. When guests go missing and the games turn deadly, Ruth, the only survivor of an infamous cult, realizes she's swept up in something even more sinister and deadly than she could ever imagine. Let's Give 'Em Pumpkin to Talk About by Isabel Pop. She's a little edgy, he's a lot of sunshine, and love is about to catch them completely off guard. What else do you need to know? There's a state fair pumpkin contest, a horde of wild hogs, and experimental squash hybrids. The Gilded Heiress by Joanna Shoup is a spicy Anastasia story full of secrets and betrayal set among the glittering streets of New York City's Gilded Age. Until the World Falls Down by Jordan Lindy. The Labyrinth meets Beauty and the Beast in this romantasy debut about a woman with a broken heart and the seductive immortal who imprisons her. To Kill a Badger by Shelley Lorenston is the newest novel in the Honey Badger Chronicles, featuring laugh-out-loud humor and a shape-shifting romance. The Entanglement of Rival Wizards by Sarah Rosh. Allie Hazelwood meets Dungeons & Dragons in this enemies to lovers fantasy academia rom-com where rival grad student wizards Theo and Sebastian are forced to work together without killing or falling for each other. If you're seeing this, it's meant for you by Lee Stein. Fates collide after a tarot influencer disappears from a decaying Hollywood mansion in this unnerving gothic mystery and audacious social comedy. The final book on the August release list is The Book of Heartbreak by Ova Sarin. A Middle Eastern legend gets a magically romantic modern makeover. A young woman must find a way to end the curse on her heart before it claims her forever. Sarah Silverbirch has already had her heart broken 3 times. A 5th heartbreak will stop her heart forever. When her mother dies unexpectedly and her heart breaks for the 4th time, Sarah begins to urgently question the curse. Her questions lead her to Istanbul, where she meets Leon, a seer who helps her track down the mysteries of her mother's past. But Sarah's heart is a fragile thing, and their blossoming romance poses a great risk to her survival. Which of these new August releases are you picking up? Be sure to subscribe for episode updates and follow on Instagram at Must Love Books Podcast so you never miss an update on an upcoming release. Thank you and happy reading. Thank you everyone for listening. This has been Must Love Books. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon under at Must Love Books Podcast. Thank you and happy reading.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.